ep.9. CWS episode 9 WarZone will be coming up soon, and today I have a special caller with an up-and-coming person who will be debuting soon on CWS. And here we go with our first call. Here it goes. We got ourselves a call going on. What's up?
What's going on?
Alright, we got ourselves the one and only Vanilla Delight DeSean White. That sounds so great. I say it twice. Vanilla Delight DeSean White. That's right. Here with D-Xtreme, and he has himself some theme music to preview for you fellas out there. The song is Electric Six, the Rubber Band Man. Get used to that, people. But, that's right. There we go. Just a little snippet of it.
Loving it, man. Sounds so fly. Get your mind so high. You don't even need no drugs, man.
Exactly.
Just that good.
Exactly. Now, earlier today, I had a small discussion with one man who is now unemployed through CWS, and I just wanted to catch up with them. I like to keep up with those who were in, because at one point in time, everybody in CWS has some greatness, and so I wanted, before I start talking about the topic at hand of CWS WarZone episode 9, and later on talking about World War, I would like to bring up the question at hand. What do you plan on bringing to CWS?
What do I plan on bringing to CWS, Daddy? Yo, let's see. How much time do you have? Because I have a lot of things that I plan on bringing to CWS, and no, none of them are a knife like that bitch motherfucker KK Banks keeps saying. I plan on bringing, one, a whole lot of flyness, two, a whole lot of good looks, and three, a whole lot of wrestling ability, Daddy. Because I'm going for a belt that doesn't even exist yet. See, when you're in the wrestling business, you gotta look down the road. You gotta look to see what's ahead of you, not what's behind you, not what happened before, but what's going to happen. And from my understanding, Nate is implementing a new championship belt.
I believe it's a light heavyweight.
The light heavyweight championship. You gotta be in at under 210 pounds, and guess who comes in at 200? Daddy, none other than the Vanilla Delight, DeSean White.
Ooh, man, I can't wait for that one. Now, me personally, I do not hold any grudges in CWS. I'm here to compete, but I have to say that it was a shame seeing that hardcore championship go to waste and become a Hollywood title. Me personally, my main goal is to get that Hollywood title around my waist and then change it back, but maybe give that hardcore title a makeover and make it extreme. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know what you're saying, man. What can I say, man? You do your thing, dog.
Exactly. Now, I got a lot of heat here in CWS, and you might get some too, but rumor went through the grapevine that every episode of CWS, and actually a few of the CPVs, you were actually in attendance. So, I'm pretty sure you...
How'd that get out there? All right.
That's just how it is in the CPV grapevine, you know? So, I know you were there to see the screw job.
Yes, I was, and I gotta say, it's a damn shame that happened to you. I mean, I honestly, I didn't even see it happen. You want to know something funny? I didn't even see it happen. I was too busy sitting in the crowd, not in the crowd, in the line, which pretty much was a crowd, for popcorn, because I like to get my popcorn ready. Gotta have my popcorn, and I gotta have a Sprite with no ice, because that's how the Vanilla Delight rolls, see? And I had to get that. So I didn't even see the screw job happen.
Well, to replay it for you, basically we had the main event. Nate Hilton was the challenger against current champion and chosen one of the inner circle at the time, the Sabsis, who has now left the building. He is no longer employed in CWS and has went back to that jobber fed known as Caw of Honor. So I believe he was put into a submission, and just like the Montreal screw job, I think it was AJ Young, or was it Mr. Carter? No, it was Mr. Carter, I believe. Mr. Carter came down and ordered for the bell to be rung, and that was the screw job. He did not tap out.
Yeah, I know, and you know what? I watched most of that match. It was a very well wrestled match between two very, very talented competitors. But I mean, I gotta say, you know what? I had to get my snacks. I had to get my drinks.
I feel you.
But you know something? I gotta say, I feel for the Sabsis in a way, and I wouldn't go as far as to say that COH is a job affair. But you know what? I'm in CWS. I'm in it to win it, and if I'm out to prove that CWS is the best from east to west, then you know what? That's my job, and that's exactly what I plan to do, Daddy. I know people in COH. I know that they have themselves some talent, but I'm not going to say that, you know, either company is better. I haven't even stepped foot into a CWS ring. How can I even say that?
Oh, it took me quite a while myself. I will say, patience is a virtue when it comes to getting yourself into that ring. I was fired once, quit once, before I could even get myself into the ring. And a lot of that had to do with the lack of respect for newcomers. You really do have to earn your stripes here. So I hope a lot of the words that you say you can back up in the ring.
You know what? I have a good deal of confidence in myself, and I have a good deal of confidence in the confidence that Nate and AJ have in me. So whether or not they sit on both on the same side of the spectrum in terms of philosophy on how to run a company, I'm not gonna say that. You know, I don't know how they roll just now. I'm just starting to get a feel of the landscape. I'm just gonna say, I think I'm poised to do some very, very big things here in CWS.
All right, well, let's get to the matter at hand. Episode 9 of WarZone, taking place in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Make sure you buy your tickets. All those listening, if you aren't a part of the roster, make sure you're able to catch it on YouTube if it is still going to be there, or on Daily Motion, wherever it may be. Make sure you watch and you see the greatness at hand. And so we're gonna go down the match card. I'm gonna talk about it, and we're going to talk about each match going into it. First up, and we have Mr. Smiles, Lonnie Hernandez versus the 420 Goonie versus the Bone Duster in a number 1 contenders match for the CWS Hollywood Championship. They will get that match at World War, depending on who is the winner. And surprise, surprise, we have Ryan Carroll online. I believe maybe we should join him in on this conversation.
Yeah, you know, I wouldn't mind that. Sure, why not?
All right, let's see if I can get the Jive Turkey up in here.
Get his crack ass in this call, man.
All right. All right. Come on in, Ryan.
I want to clarify that I did not mean to offend any form of Caucasian American out there. I myself is a Caucasian American, and I have no meaning to offend anyone of that particular race.
I understand. I'm half that.
I just need to put that out there. I know there's some liability issues going on.
Of course. Now, I don't know if Ryan Carroll is going to pick up or not. But if he does, then we will get to the matter at hand of each match. But if not, then once he does not pick up, then I will talk about the matches. But in the meantime, tell us a little bit about the gimmick that you will be bringing with you, because I have not seen a promo yet.
The gimmick, I gotta say, the promo might be a little terrible, might be a little hard to watch. I'm very, very critical of myself. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna say, like, you know, I ain't fronting. I'm gonna tell you straight up, I'm very heavily inspired by a certain individual in TNA who likes to do his own pimping thing.
Ah, the
See what I'm
Pope.
saying? So, yeah, I'm gonna say that I ain't no pimp. I ain't nothing. I'm just one guy that's oh so fly. That's all I am. I'm the vanilla delight DeSean White, and that's exactly what I'm gonna bring to the table, Daddy.
I agree. Now, now the form of voice that you use, the form of tone that I hear when you talk, I sense a little bit of Dusty Rhodes in you, baby.
Dusty Rhodes, ain't that something? That's an interesting comparison because I hear that myself every once in a while. But if I was trying to do Dusty Rhodes, I'd be talking like this. You see, I'd be talking about how I'm a five-time world champion. I've been talking about how my lungs have produced 2 intercontinental champions. I've been talking about how I'm one of the greatest superstars ever to grace the business. But no, I don't talk like that. You see, I talk like this, and I talk like how I'm gonna prove in CWS that I'm the best that ever could be in the car wrestling society.
Ooh.
See, I tried to rhyme. I'm a poet, but I don't know it yet. I show it.
Of course. Well, unfortunately, Mr. Ryan Carroll did not want to join us at the time being. He is busy, and we must respect that. So, back to the matter at hand, episode 9, WarZone CWS. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, excuse me for my mistake. And the first match at hand was Lonnie, Mr. Smiles Hernandez versus the 420 Goonie versus Bone Duster, #1 contendership match. Winner goes on to World War for a Hollywood Championship match against none other than Von Hollywood.
This is an interesting match because I see Lonnie Hernandez. He's a bit of a tough guy, ain't he? He likes to talk a lot. He does like to do all these certain things with himself to get himself poised for dominance, or at least in his own mind, he likes to do that, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. In fact, I admire that trait in someone. So I can see that, and personally, I think I like the Goonie. He seems real. He seems like he just wants to do his own thing. But he's a competitor. He knows that he knows exactly what's at stake. He knows exactly what he needs to do, and I can appreciate that in someone who wants to win a championship. He wants to go after that Hollywood title, and he and Lonnie are going to be very competitive, as will Bone Duster. And all I can really say about Bone Duster is that he has funny hair.
Okay. Well, speaking of the 420 Goonie, I've just been informed that he is actually on Skype right now, and I'm seeing if I can get him to join the call.
There we go, Adam, man.
So we will get his thoughts. But in terms of this match, I must say that it goes a little deeper than who's my favorite pick. I must say that there's unfortunately, I must be a little biased about certain things because one, in regards to this match, we have none other than the Bone Duster. Now, the Bone Duster, he was one of the few of the Tropolips who jumped me after my debut against KK Banks. So I must say that although I'm starting to get a little bit of respect for my opponent, Rudo, I must also say that the Bone Duster, I don't hold a full-on grudge, but I do feel that payback must come in some way, shape, or form. So if he does not get payback by my hands, then he sure as hell does not deserve that title, baby. Other than that, 420 Goonie, he has stood by my side to some extent in regards to my anti-inner circle. So I, in some ways, want to lean towards the 420 Goonie, but the experience factor goes to Mr. Lonnie Hernandez, and that's simply because he has done things that no other man in CWS has done. He has taken place in a Hell in a Cell, and he has also taken place in an Inferno match, and that is credit at hand. So I'm giving the edge to Mr. Lonnie Hernandez, but I wouldn't be surprised if the 420 Goonie comes out of there. Now the big shocker would be the Bone Duster. That's my personal opinion.
And I wouldn't be, and really, I think your analysis is pretty much dead on. I'm saying that absolutely, if you're looking at it from a purely experience standpoint, you're looking at Mr. Hernandez, but you also got to look at those intangibles, those things that you can't quite measure. You got to think that the Goonie has a bit of an edge in terms of just being able to zip around, doing his own thing. He's fresher, it might be a bit of a fresher face, but experience is only self-taught. It's only something that you can acquire by actually doing it, and Lonnie Hernandez has done it. So I can see him pulling this out, but at the same time, I also see Goonie. Maybe he has some sort of surprise of his own. Maybe he wants that gold just a little bit more. Maybe he catches Lonnie on a bad night. You never know. These are the factors that you really have to measure, and I can see Bone Duster being a factor as well. You got to understand that even if Lonnie has one of the better nights in his career, even that Bone Duster can throw a wrench in his plans, and Goonie can capitalize on that. There are so many variables in these triple threat matches that it just makes your head spin, man. I mean, my head is spinning right now.
Okay, that's what's up. Oh, here we go, Mr. 420 Goonie. He has just given me his Skype name, so I am going to add him onto this call.
All right.
And then we will continue, so give me one quick minute. Okay. New contact. And there we go. Come on, there we go. The 420 Goonie. All right.
Actually, you want me to add him? I think I have him on my contact list.
If you do, add him to the conversation, please.
You got it. You go ahead and call him.
All right, that's what I am doing. Alrighty.
Howdy.
Is that the 420 Goonie?
How's it going?
Alright, you are actually live and in the middle of the discussion. We are in the middle of the preparations for episode 9. This is a prediction show. We'll be talking World War as well. We're going over the match card. I have with me the Vanilla Delight, DeSean White. He will be debuting soon, from what he has told me. And we had just discussed your match, the first match on the card for episode 9 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, entitled A New Era Begins. We are waiting patiently. We are not going to bug those who are in the development of making this. So everything's cool. But we just went over your match, and actually you are odds-on favorite to win this one from both of us. 420 Goonie for the win. What are your comments about your match?
I could not agree with you guys more about the 420 Goonie for the win. This isn't the first time I've been in a triple threat for the number one contendership for this title before, so I feel like I'm the odds-on favorite too.
Now, I did say that there is an experience factor in this match coming from Lonnie, simply because of the fact that he has been in some very dangerous matches, so he is very unpredictable with the fact that he has that hardcore factor a little bit more proven than you have when you were holding your hardcore title, being in the Inferno match and the Hell in the Cell. Although, one thing that I forgot to bring up is that the Bone Duster, being part of his faction, there might be a little bit of interference possibly. Or, just like me, win or lose, there could be a possible jumping.
Yeah, I was also thinking about KK getting into the match and fucking something up for Lonnie.
I thought about that because of the current post going on. Is DeSean White still with us?
DeSean White is still with you, man.
All right. Just had to double check. Now,
I'm just taking it all in at this point.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, I'm still leaning towards 420. I wouldn't be surprised if Lonnie wins this. I think that storyline-wise, if I had to go with the telling of the story, because it is for a number one contender shot at World War for the Hollywood title, the man who deserves it the most would be you, the 420 Goonie, simply because that originally is your title. You made that your title as the hardcore championship, only for a surprise attack to happen, and then your title was stolen from you by Von Hollywood, simply made into the Hollywood Championship. Your thoughts about that?
Hey, he's an opportunist, and I can't hate on that. You know, the 24/7 rule, he capitalized on it, and I commend him for it. However, I still got a 2 count on him after that match, so I feel like if him and I were to be put into a one-on-one environment again, things would not be the same had that been my first match of the night.
All right. Well, since now we have your opinion, and at the time being no one else seems to be wanting to join us, we will move on to match number 2 on the card, my personal favorite, Rudo Lewis Stevens versus none other than D-Xtreme. Your thoughts?
Oh, that's gonna be a catch as catch can classic. I don't even know what I can say about that. I mean, it's not gonna be like no disqualification or none of that shit, right?
No, it's a simple match. Very simple.
Oh man.
If it was, I don't know what would happen, because no disqualification, that would give him the chance to bring in his goons, and I don't think it could handle that again. I want to take it one-on-one. However, after my jumping from fully loaded, there's been a war of words between me and Rudo. There's been a little bit of respect gained, and there's also been a war of words between the Hollywood champion, the current chosen one, Von Hollywood, thinking that nobody else besides him can put on a wrestling clinic. So actually, between me and him, there's a little bit of proving grounds here. We're trying to prove this is the match to watch. This is the match we're not just some jobbers, you know.
Yeah.
So
I think it's just a matter of who's gonna have like the most momentum going into the pay-per-view. I feel like this match right here is gonna decide.
All right.
Maybe a controversial ending leading to a rematch or something. I mean, I don't really want to see either of you guys lose, and there are a million ways to end the match to where no one looks like the lesser wrestler. But man,
I understand.
Looking forward to the wrestling.
So this one is undecided on your part?
Yeah, but I'll get back to you. I'll probably leave a comment on this if I.
No, I respect your opinion. You're entitled to it. DeSean White, your opinion on the match?
Man, if I really had to pick, I'm not sure, because I see Rudo being one of those crafty types. He can always pull something out of a hat, but I see you being almost the same way. Maybe not to the same extent. You just rely pretty much on skill and how you employ your tactics in the ring very, very differently. So I see if you really had to make me pick, I'd probably lean towards you straight up one-on-one. I'd probably lean towards you, but that's the thing. You have to factor in the goons of his. You can't just. I know how people roll, man. I've lived out on the streets all my life. I know exactly how people roll. They ain't exactly up front about who they got in their back pockets, and I don't think Rudo is exactly that type of. I think Rudo is exactly that type of person, actually.
Well, go ahead.
So I would say that, it could be a toss-up. I mean, if you're going one-on-one, I'd probably go with you. But then again, it may not be a guaranteed one-on-one. He could very easily make it a 2-on-1, 3-on-1 with just the whistle, and all of a sudden some goons hit the ring. That's what I'm saying, man. You gotta watch your back, man.
Well, that's my whole thing right there. Rudo did give me his word that he wants this to go one-on-one, and that he would respect the fact that if we go to a draw. I hold his word to that as a man, and if it does lead towards a jumping again, then there will be hell to pay. Win or lose with Rudo, all I wanted to do is get my hands on him somehow. If I get jumped again, then I'm going to move my way on the ladder throughout the Metropolis, even if it means taking on the Bone Duster. I'll just go down the list. But the fact of the matter is, and this is still the thing that I'm questioning, is this match going to be a qualification match for none other than a World War spot. Those have not been announced. A few people have actually qualified already, such as the Bone Duster, Von Hollywood, Lonnie, for the match without hand said by AJ Young. But the fact is, some people need to earn their spot. That's not just my opinion. I feel that just needs to be done. It's the right thing to do. You can't just hand out every spot for a big match like that. So do you guys see it as a regular match, or do you think it's possibly going to be a qualification match?
I don't think they'd want to have to pick between you two. Maybe there's a way that you can both prove yourselves worthy without, I don't know.
Okay. Well, let's move on to the match. The next match on the card, we got.
Actually, you know what? I got us an idea. I see that one of my friends that I was talking about before. Yeah, I don't know if you people know a gentleman by the name of Parkinson.
Yeah. Steve Parkinson.
Parkinson, you mind if I add him to this call? I think he'd be rather interested in delivering his input to the CWS.
I believe Steve Parkinson is the he wasn't he a former United States champion?
I believe he was, as a matter of fact. I think he'd be very interested.
He's a very good speaker. I would love to have him in the call.
Let's join him.
Let me put him in here.
All right.
Alright, let's call his crack ass. Let's see what he's got to say.
Is he in?
Again, I'd like to apologize to all the Caucasian Americans out there. Yeah, he should be in there.
All right, Steve Parkinson's. You are live with D-Xtreme.
Well, you gotta call him first.
We gotta call him. Okay.
Wait, he's on.
All right.
Parkinson.
Parkinson? What the fuck was that? Steve Parkinson, you are live with the 420 Goonie D-Xtreme and DeSean White. We are doing a prediction show that is being recorded right now for episode 9. Talking about the match card, then we're talking about World War, and maybe even doing some shoot interview questions about certain people on the roster. Are you in?
I'm in as a fucking huge Johnny Holmes dick in a fucking tight ass vagina.
Damn right. Okay, well, since we already went over 2 matches, let's do a recap. Not too detailed with you real quick before we get into match number 3. First match on the card for episode 9, we got Lonnie versus 420 versus Bone Duster, #1 contendership for the Hollywood Championship match of World War. Who's your pick and why?
My pick is that Steve Parkinson's just gonna come into the ring, destroy all 3 of those useless jabronis in there, and then call out Ryan Carroll. And while I call him out, I'm gonna hear, because that's the sound of his period blood squirting out of his pussy.
Well, we'll get back to that part in later on, but we do need an actual answer. If you had to pick.
Let me see. Where's my two-face quarter?
You can't do a two-face split with 3 people.
Oh, trust me. This is a Steve Parkinson quarter as well. It has 3 sides.
Okay.
Okay, I'm flipping
That's
it.
Steve Parkinson for you. He's tripolar, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
I'll just say for shits and giggles, the Goonie is going to win.
Okay. He does have the history with Von Hollywood, so I'd like to see that match at World War. Match number 2, Rudo Lewis Stevens versus none other than myself, D-Xtreme.
You're D-Xtreme, not the extreme, but D-Xtreme.
That's right.
The English language just seems to fail every day.
The D stands for my name.
What's that, dimwit or douchebag?
David.
Okay. I will say, David, I don't know you. Maybe I was a little bit mean. I'll give the win to you.
Okay, all right, thank you. I was jumped by Rudo and his gang on Fully Loaded, as you may know, but I really do appreciate that one. I've been getting a lot of heat lately throughout CWS from different people at different times, but it's always good to get a little niceness from different people every once in a while, so I appreciate that. And now we're talking the next match on the card. You're just in time for this one. Blade Omega versus Benzino in a street fight. Now, I don't know the history personally with this one, so maybe you guys can help me out with the how popular these guys are on the rankings in the roster, or is there any personal heat? Come on, I need a little something.
Well, you know what? I would personally ask the Goonie about that, since I'm still trying to get a feel of the landscape.
Okay.
You
Goonie?
know, I would personally ask Parkinson about that because I feel like maybe someone else would have a better idea.
All right, Steve Parkinson.
Well, Steve Parkinson would like to throw the question over to D-Xtreme because he knows so much about the feud. I mean, he said it himself right in the beginning.
Well, I'm actually just reading the match card off. This is a prediction show. I don't fully... I've been watching every episode, but I guess it's been around prior to episodes airing on YouTube because Mike the Outsider was wrestling before it was even on YouTube. So I don't fully know, but I'm just going to go off of this is just a wild guess for me. My personal pick would have to be Benzino because like that has a part of my last name in it, so I'm going with that. That's my random reason why.
I'm gonna go with Benzino too because I really liked Boxer Party.
Okay.
Benzino over here.
All right, Benzino 3 straight. So Benzino is the fan pick, and if we're wrong, we're wrong. It's okay. Now.
Yeah, don't need to ask me my opinion, but that's okay.
No, we don't. Next match.
All right, next match. Oh God.
I'm kidding.
Big Papa Pump Mattitude. What the? It's like the battle of the two stupid names. Big Papa Pump Mattitude versus Socko 105.
What the fuck kind of names is those?
I know it's like Scott Steiner had a baby with Matt Hardy, or a puppet.
They're taking on Mankind.
That's the most disturbing visual I've gotten this entire week.
Big Papa Pump version 1.
That's right. Versus
He's wrestled a lot of grapes.
Versus Socko, who I guess now has a talk show. The thing with me is, prior to all this, when I first joined CWS, the first time, one of the only people who was on my side at the time is the now unemployed Regimania, Reggie Tiller. I know he's been getting a lot of heat lately, but during Fully Loaded, he was attacked and lost his spot in the ladder match to Big Papa Pump. So I'm kind of against him on this one, but I totally hate Socko's guts. So I'm going with Mattitude for the win.
Well, they both kind of sound like YouTube usernames, and I'm not exactly sure how much respect I should hold for either one of these individuals. But I know that Mattitude, you know, for as much of a Jabba Carl fan as you people seem to say that Caravana really is, you know, you gotta admit it's still kind of a low blow, turning your back on a contract that you had signed and not keeping your word. So I already don't like Mattitude that much to begin with. So I gotta say, maybe, you know, Mattitude could do it. I'm not gonna say that he can't, but I'm still leaning towards Socko simply because he knows what's up in CWS at the moment, so he knows exactly what to expect.
All right. 420, your prediction?
You know, I think Socko's been working out real hard lately, and I got a lot of respect for that. I feel like he holds his own when it comes to all of us talking shit and trying to, you know, be cool or whatever. I might have to give that one to Socko, but I would like to see another match between them afterwards. I think that they could put on a good match, and I feel like they could do it again as well.
Okay. Let's see. And then,
by the way, my opinion is I hate steroids. Let's go with Socko.
All right. Okay. The only reason I'm anti-Socko is simply because he literally threw a lot of us under the bus with his video promo that I believe me and the 420 Goonie saw a while ago, because everybody was going after we all wanted the Hollywood title, and then he just simply threw us under the bus because he's got his head so up the Inner Circle's ass. It's crazy. He thinks.
Wait, people watch that.
I actually did because I was tagged in it.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, I was tagged in it, so I watched it. He brought my name up, and it's like there's no one. It seems like a lot of people on the roster don't show a lot of respect towards one another and don't see potential amongst one another if we were to do a shoot. Now, I'm just gonna.
I tried to show some respect, but then I got some shit for it, and I just don't even know if I can do that anymore. I respect them as good in-ring competitors, not near as good as myself, but you know what, man? Fuck everybody else.
Exactly. Exactly.
I tried to show respect, but my I don't give a fuck itis just kicked in.
Man, I like your attitude. Okay. Now we go to a very interesting match because this guy has really been trying to make himself well known over the past week. I haven't seen him on the Facebook page prior to that, but we have Mitchell Cage versus Binky KK Banks.
What in the fuck is Binky?
I have no clue. All I know is that was a running gag throughout Fully Loaded during my match.
I downloaded his mixtape. He says Binky all up in it. I still have it right here.
Play a sample of that.
Sounds like something I used when I was a baby. Like, you know, okay, little DeSean wants his Binky. You know, so you put the pacifier in his mouth. That doesn't sound like nothing. That sounds like something the baby would say. Binky. What in the blue hell is Binky?
Exactly. I don't understand it. Now, this guy has simply been obsessed with two things as of late, if you've seen my post. One being his little knife, which is probably as big as his penis, like the blade part, and two, his dirty ass. He really wants Lonnie to wipe his ass.
No, wait. This is the same guy that's been posting up these threats that he's going to stick a knife into somebody's stomach or some shit.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, this guy's just as threatening as Mr. Rogers on fucking marijuana, okay? Let me, you want evil and sadistic? I'll show you evil and sadistic. See this knife right here? I'm going to jam it into your fucking intestines, and I'm going to squeeze it into your fucking intestines so hard that when the blood pops, it's going to spray right into your face, into your eye, so that your eyes will fucking melt, and then your eyes will melt all over your fucking chest, to a point where it's going to rip through your ribcage. That's fucking evil.
No, I definitely agree, but here's the part what I don't understand about bringing up these death threats and stuff with the knife. It's like, you talk all this shit about a knife on a wrestling page. A knife is like, you can't even get into an arena with a knife.
What the hell is he gonna do with a knife inside the ring? What in the blue hell are you planning to do? Like, you're planning to try to sneak in a knife into a wrestling ring? No. The referees do pat downs, you stupid fuck.
You'll get arrested.
That's some Greenwich, Connecticut shit.
Dude says, I already don't like this guy because he apparently thinks that he can be a tough guy trying to be on here. But now, listen, I don't front, I don't play. When I say that I'm going to beat someone up, I do it, but I do it with my bare fists. I do it with my bare hands. I don't need some pussy-ass knife that he probably got from some Bed Bath & Beyond, some Omaha Steaks or some shit to do my work for me. I don't need to look like some fucking starving. He looks like the child of some starving ass dude from
Ethiopian
commercial. You gotta donate 15 cents a day.
An Ethiopian
starving African child. He looks like that.
All right. Well, I'm pretty sure nobody here is picking KK Banks for the win.
Hell no.
All right, let's move on to the next one. This is a very fucked up tag team. We have the Hardcore Cripplers, which is J-Pang and the Revived Rapist, which I'd like to call him, Chris Benoit, versus the Outsiders, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash.
Oh, Chris Benoit. I've never heard of this individual, but just hearing that name, he sounds like a very He sounds like a very warm, heartfelt person. Like, he would never hurt a fly.
Oh, wait a second.
He would be a good representation for kids worldwide.
Yeah, I think he really loves his family to death. Like, I'm all for it.
I mean, Chris Benoit, I don't know much of what he's doing, but I know he's still hanging in there. So.
All right.
I'm gonna go with him.
I'm sorry. I'm getting a little choked up just hearing about this.
All right. Well, I'm sorry.
Don't smother me with your comments, please.
I'm sorry to cut the topic short real quick, but I've just been informed through the page that Mr. KK Banks posts that I am the most dangerous man in CWS. Binky, rest in peace. Oh my effing God, I'm the best.
I said that we just start spamming Bonnie Tyler lyrics just cause.
All right. But back to the matter at hand. The tag team championship is on the line in this match. Outsiders are Jay Payne and Chris Benoit.
I don't think anyone's taking those tag titles from them.
1 second. Okay.
Hold up. Isn't Kevin Nash again the same guy that gets injured just simply walking?
Yeah.
I mean, for a guy that gets injured just walking, how is he going to handle a very or why do I keep saying harm? Warm, heartfelt human being in Chris Benoit. I mean, Chris Benoit, again, look at his name, the Crippler. He's very supple.
Man, as much as I would like to see him do well in wrestling, I feel like he's 5 years past his prime at least.
Which one?
I don't see them doing well in that match. No offense to Jay, but I just don't see Scott Hall and Kevin Nash losing those tag titles.
Oh, God. Hold up. And by the way, he might not show up to the show because of food poisoning, so that's another detriment.
All right. Well, after that, we also have two more matches, and this is very interesting. The next two matches for the United States Championship, we have champion Ryan Carroll versus a mystery opponent. Now, any guesses as to who the mystery opponent might be?
Ooh.
I'm gonna say, just right off the bat, I'm gonna say Carlito.
I would mark out for Carlito. I haven't seen that dude in forever, so I would actually mark out for Carlito.
Who would have made that bro, man? It's just too fly.
In that case, I'm gonna respond with Savio Vega.
Okay. If we had to say someone who we know is on the roster but not on the match card so far, who would you like to see in this mystery opponent championship match?
Referee Charles Robinson.
Okay.
Maybe Nathan Roberts.
I would actually love that one because he actually had a lot of prestige holding that belt, and so seeing him with that would if he was a challenger, I would love it, and I'd pick him for the win. Other than that, I wanna, for some odd reason, I'd like to see Heavy D in the ring.
Heavy D, hey, you know what? Why not? Why not? I think it's a pretty reasonable pick. Heavy D.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah. He could fuck some shit up. Absolutely.
All right, and now the big one, the main event. Von Hollywood against another mystery opponent.
Now this is the non-title match, right?
Yes.
I think it might be Neith Hinton. He's not booked, right?
He is not on the card, no. He will be in attendance, though.
I think it's going to be Hinton.
Okay. Let's see. The inner circle. That's AJ Young. It's Von Hollywood, and it's the Outsiders. Is there anybody else in it actually?
See, that's kind of the thing with the inner circle. From what I understand, they're a little secretive. They're a little exclusive. So you don't really know exactly what goes on inside of their heads, you know. So you don't really know what's going on. You don't know what they're cooking up. They could be signing someone else to join their alliance. So you don't know who's in the inner circle. You don't know who's out of it.
All right.
Quite frankly, we can't trust any single one of us in the call because we could be in the inner circle and we're just not telling no one.
I'll tell you straight up. I don't care if I get jumped or what, man. There is no way, shape, or form. I don't care if they hand me the title with cash on top of it and hookers holding the two sides. I am never joining the inner circle.
I know who is though. Ryback.
You see, Ryback fucking pisses me off.
Well, no, man, that's probably he's gonna be busy wrestling in another pay-per-views where he's gonna be wrestling like 6 blow-up dolls.
Ryback fucking pisses me off. It's like you have an entrance where they just zoom in on your face and yet they give you pyro.
I know, right? They do this, and the hell of it is that they don't even show it at the second time. They just zoom in on his face the second time when he's in the ring, like he does that whole slamming his arms down thing. And then they give him pyro again.
No, I think that's the strategy right there. That's the marketing strategy. It's like if you really want to know what the fuck Ryback's pyro looks like, you got to go live.
Yeah, because that's why we pay for shows, to watch Ryback's pyro.
Well, Vince McMahon does have a lot into him. He does hold a lot of potential into Ryback. He's like, oh, he's gonna be the next Goldberg, and if he's not, then he's fired.
I like how this conversation went from CWS predictions to Ryback.
All right, well, let's go back to CWS.
Let's
go back to CWS. There's a little bit more stuff on in regards to episode 9. Then we'll talk World War. Nate Hinton will be giving his victory speech about the screw job from Fully Loaded. How do you guys think that's gonna go?
I don't even know. I would imagine that someone that he'll probably be a little cocky bastard about it. You know, he's not going to be all humble about it, say that he earned his stuff. He's not going to say that he worked hard to get here when he knows that it was just handed to him. He knows exactly what happened, and he'll probably say that the sepsis was taught a lesson or something, regardless of whether or not he was. That could be up for debate, and we could debate that till the cows come home. You know what I'm saying? But we could always speculate as to who, if anyone, will interrupt him. I don't think this is just going to be a speech where they just let him talk. I think that someone's going to come out and put him in his place and tell him exactly what happened. He may not like what he hears, and I think it's going to end in a brouhaha. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. Now, besides that, AJ Young, and forgive me if I did say it was Nate Carter, but I believe it was AJ Young because he's the one who will be discussing the Chicago screw job. And so that makes me think it was AJ Young who came out and screwed over the sepsis. So he'll be talking about that. And it really does make me, it brings a lot of confusion to the table because for me, we all saw how Nate Hinton, he was the champion before the sepsis. And he was very, very anti-inner circle and stuff like that. Then we were thinking, who the hell is this mystery member going to be? And then the sepsis turns on us when he wins the title. So it's like, was Nate Hinton handed the belt? Or was it just some like revenge because of some politics on AJ Young's part?
A lot of politics involved. A lot of favorites to be picked, and it's a dog eat dog world out there. You got to do what you can to get by, and if that's not by putting on the best wrestling match and by getting over, then kiss some ass.
Of course. As long as it's not Rikishi's.
Or Mae Young's.
Ugh. I know a few people who might kiss that ass. Unfortunately. But anyways, let's move on to World War. The rules are simple. 40 men over the top rope. People will be entering at random. 6 men at a time can only be in the ring. So once there's elimination, someone else will come in. What's your take on the whole fact that a few people have actually qualified without even earning a spot?
I'm one of them.
Well, you may be one of them, but would you have rather earned your spot or just have it given to you? Like, what's your take on all that?
I don't know if there's enough time to let 40 people earn spots, but they're doing what they can. It'd be real hard to make that many qualifiers and whatnot, but I guess at this point it's not about who's going to win, but who can look the best and eliminate the most people. And I'd like to pull a Kane Rumble 2001 at this show. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, let's just eliminate that topic at hand, and let's talk about the fan favorite. Unfortunately, this is honest opinions. The shoot interview right here. Von Hollywood. AJ Young has put him up on a pedestal, and is basically saying he is the man. He's going to win this. I don't know if that is true or false. I don't know if that's trying to be a swerve, but people are making it clear. AJ Young is making it clear. Von Hollywood will win the World War and go on to WrestleMania against Nate Hinton or whoever the champion will be at the time. Your thoughts on that?
Man, what exactly are we supposed to say? We're talking about a man who, regardless, who, believe it or not, I was deterred from CWS at first exactly because of tactics like this, because of favoritism and politics such as this. This AJ Young, though, he's nothing but a political hack who's been sent down from Nate, and God bless Nate, who has to work with this guy. I don't know what sort of garbage AJ has on him for him to be still having a job here, but this is exactly the sort of hack, sort of favoritism and politicking that gets people pissed off at this company, that deters people from this company, that deters people like me from joining this company at first. See, what I'm trying to do, man, I'm a very upfront guy. I want people to be upfront with me. And if you're going to say, hey, you know what, you work hard, you train hard, you're going to get your due. I don't see that with AJ Young. I see him saying, you know what, you kiss my ass enough times, you'll get your due. But, really, but seriously, man, I ran out of lipstick, and all I do is kick ass and chew bubblegum, baby. Because I don't buy lipstick, and I kick a whole lot of ass. So if AJ tries to get in my way, if I just so happen to be in this World War match, whether or not I am, I can't exactly disclose at the moment. But if I am, I'll tell you one thing. Someone gets in my way of winning this match because of, let's just say I'm any competitor in this match. Mm-hmm. Someone gets in my way because of politics, that is an entirely other thing from, say, getting in my way because they want to win the title. Because of politics, though, I'm sorry, there's an ass kicking to be handed around to all parties involved.
All right. Well, since we're on shoot, I must know, so far, excluding you, DeSean, because you're not fully on the roster yet, but you can speak on this. Is there a certain one person on the entire roster that you just despise or you have too much heat with, who, if you're on the active roster? But DeSean, is there just someone you just despise in general that, like, once you do arrive, you want to beat the living hell out of, or you don't ever want to be aligned with this person? Like, who is that one person for you?
For me?
Mm-hmm.
I would say KK Banks, but I don't know if I want myself getting pushed that far down the card.
I mean, like, I can understand it for your debut match, though, man. The damn dude, like, he's the Heath Slater of CWS. His job is meant to job.
Yeah. Man, I don't know what you're talking about, Heath Slater. He looks like Dikembe Mutombo's crack baby.
No, I'm just saying that Heath Slater's job.
All right. I get what you're saying. Yeah. He doesn't know how to act. He acts out of pocket all the time. I get what you're saying, man. But yeah, you know what? He wants to be the Heath Slater. He wants to be, he wants to be like a
Brooklyn Brawler
type, something like that. That's fine. He can do his thing. He can keep losing somewhere else. He can get the fuck off my page and try to get the fuck out of my life, because I don't want people like that involved. I don't want them getting caught up in my swag, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm
just trying to do my thing,
right.
And he's all coming up here and saying, I got a knife, I'm going to cut you with it, shut the fuck up and wrestle.
It doesn't even, exactly. 420 Goonie, your most wanted person in CWS right now is?
Von Hollywood.
Von Hollywood.
Man, ever since, man, look, I can't hate on his use of the 24 rule, but ever since then, I've gone in a downward spiral, you know. I tried to regain my championship and I failed. I tried to join the tag team division and that failed. You know, I tried to accept some responsibility in life and that whip kicked me in the face. So now I'm right back to where I started again. And it's all because of Von Hollywood. So I feel like once I overcome him, once I beat his ass and take my title back, take my division back, I can sleep at night again.
Okay. Okay, Steve Parkinson's, your most hated person in CWS is?
Everyone.
Damn.
There's a reason for that. You ever see the movie Titanic? You know how it's a big boat with a bunch of people, and when the boat sinks, everybody's trying their best to find some sort of land to stay on so that they don't freeze in the freaking water. And you know how they're all fighting each other for it? That's kind of what CWS is right now. It's a sinking ship. It's a sinking ship for the fact that Nate has announced that this company will no longer be in existence in a short time. And it's all because of ungrateful sons of bitches. Myself included. I am an ungrateful motherfucker. I am selfish.
Okay.
So, when you sink into that river and you're in the icy cold, you are selfish because you want to live. You don't care about anybody else if they survive. You want them to die. As long as you get out of there, you don't care if they're fucking dead or if they're going to be crippled for life. You just want to get into safety. And that's what this is. We are in the sinking ship, and just as the boat sinks, we're fighting for that survival. And that's where Parkinson comes in. The movement is to spread around and destroy everybody so that the selfishness in myself can regain supreme in CWS. And I'll be the last one laughing while everybody else is dwindling in sorrow and possibly death.
I understand that, Steve Parkinson, and all I'm trying to say is there just like that, although that's how you feel, is there that one person that just ticks you off too much? That person that you just want to just like, shut the fuck up, I'm going to kick your ass now. You know, that guy. I mean, I know you feel that way about everybody because you want to be the sole survivor, but is there that one person that it's like, you know what, I hate you the most, and now I'm going to kick your ass?
You know, that referee kind of gives me problems. But if I had to be serious, and there's like one person that I just cannot fucking stand, probably AJ Young. And there's another reason. Again, this little inner circle that he's trying to pull, what does that amount to? Where is it really going to go? Once, again, the Parkinson movement starts to regain momentum and starts to really shake CWS whole, what is the inner circle going to be? And the leader of that inner circle, AJ Young, really? You think for 1 second that that's going to stop me with your Von Hollywoods and previously Sapsises and whichever jabroni you're going to add into this stupid group? To be quite honest, if I had to choose one person, I'd annihilate you and just get rid of you so that I don't have to hear you.
Okay, I can dig that. Now, me personally, mine has to be Sacco. However, I have to think towards the future because it's also like we also know CWS is a dying breed. It's gonna. Hopefully, Nick changes his mind by WrestleMania, but if not, then that's our last show. We'll have to move on to other colleagues unless he brings it back later at a later date. And one of the current colleagues that is active is AWF, owned by Sacco. So it's like I'm not trying to kiss ass, but it's like I want my name to continue living. You know what I'm saying? So it's like here in CWS, I hate his guts, but if necessary, I'll work like a businessman for him. Doesn't mean I'm kissing ass. It's just like I want to work. That's all.
Hey, if for some reason, if CWS ever has to end, which I hope it doesn't, but I mean, if it ever has to, hey, you got a spot in FTC and I will gladly bring it back, man. I just started capturing last night and that shit would get 1,000 more views than AWF would.
Hell, if I have to, I'll do color commentary if I have to. But the thing is that I wanted to say is that I posted this on Facebook and I'd like to work on a project in regards to CWS. The CWS Appreciation Night show. I'd really like to do that. Let's talk about that. See if anybody is interested in doing a tribute show for Nate and for AJ Young. I know a lot of us can't despise them, but these are the guys that, like, they're our bosses, you know. And because it takes so much hard work and determination into making such a great product, they deserve a little appreciation, a tribute show, if you will. Who do you think should be on that card? Go.
Damn. Well, I think anyone in the Hollywood division should be hardcore Hollywood, whatever. I think any one of them should be in it. Tag teams. I mean, hell, me and Brandon Hayes can come back for 420 Hayes for one night. You know, pulling some wicked shit. Man, Heath Hinton's gotta be in a main event type match. Maybe Sapsis can come back and get a nice pop. You never know.
That would be nice. My personal views of it, and I think it would be the perfect main event because nobody has seen it. And breaking kayfabe here, but it would be double duty for Nate. Nate the Great versus Mike the Outsider, main event.
Nate the Great versus Michael Outsider.
Yep.
Wait a second, am I tripping or?
As the main event, because Nate the Great hasn't returned. He's still on his injury. Mike the Outsider is retired. It's almost like the Taz versus Kurt Angle match at that was supposed to happen at a One Night Stand. You know, that type of thing.
That'd be a clinic, but I don't know, man. For an appreciation night, I think if anything, Michael Outsider should be able to kick back and, you know, let people appreciate him and kick each other's asses, you know.
All right. What are your thoughts on like superstars being bought off from like WWE and TNA coming into CWS? Like when Sapsis ran the gauntlet, we had names such as The Big Show, such as John Cena, such as Sting being bought off and coming into CWS. What are you guys' thoughts of like these superstars invading our turf?
I don't know, man. I mean, just talking about invading the car company in general, it's a pretty big deal. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. It's a pretty big coup for CWS to be able to get these certain types of stars, but at the same time, you know, you do have to realize that it's not just about them. It's about the company as a whole and the people who built it up. They're just coming in and trying to get a paycheck, a quick paycheck.
Sure.
And at the end of the day, you just got to realize that it's not about them. It's about the people who built this company up to be what it is in the first place. So you got to take care of them as well. I wish I could stay, folks, but apparently my swag is running low. I got to recharge for the night. So I will see you folks later, and everybody, stay fly.
Stay fly, man. As for the rest of you, hello?
Yeah.
Okay, as for the rest of you, I'm just going to stop recording. We can continue this conversation, but I'm going to end the show by saying thank you for viewing this podcast, and I can't wait for episode 9. This is D-Xtreme, 420 Goonie, and Steve Parkinson's saying peace.